Welcome at Business Days TV today with the guest Marta Amoako. So first of all, before we are starting with our meeting, with our discussion about aims in the field of health industry, we said health development, health industry worldwide, but as well, or especially in the area of Africa. So first of all, please, Marta, present yourself a bit. Say us where you're coming from, what is your professional role, what you're doing.
Thank you so much. As you said, my name is Marta Amoako, and I'm a co-founder and a CEO, of course, in Africa Harvest Afrique, based in the Africa regions, focusing on now 3 countries. We are focusing on Uganda, Ghana, and Nigeria for now. And I have a co-founder who is currently with the Africa Development Bank, and other aspects also involved. What I do, basically, I am a public health activist, advocate, and entrepreneur. I work in the field of health and development, basically health policy and governance. My field of study is more of public policy and social policy in the health sector, basically. So it's like cooperating, coming together.
You're doing a PhD?
Yes, I'm doing PhD and in public and social policy in the Charles University currently, and also somehow working in place with the Maastricht University to also achieve health promotions and health education in all.
And your partner is at the moment in Africa, working and preparing. Can you speak a little bit about Stephen Yeboah?
Okay, so basically Stephen Yeboah used to work with the Africa Progress Panel, work with Kofi Annan, and now moved to the Africa region of the Africa Development Bank, working in the natural resources and extractive industry. Basically, his interest is into food security, agriculture, and extractive industry. But more of policy approach. So more or less he's also into policy related issues. And so he's there preparing things. We have sectors. We are planning of establishing a sector in Cote d'Ivoire. And of course he speaks French and other languages. So it was a good start for also our business, taking the opportunity that he speaks French. He's in the French speaking country, and we are still a young company who wants to penetrate as many countries as possible across the Africa region. Explain
us a little bit about your company and the name and what you're doing, your field of interest, where you're working. Yeah, take time for that.
Okay, so what Health Harvest Afrique basically does is that it's a social innovation, and we look at the technological advantage of Africa, and we are basically on healthcare, good health, and sanitation. We are focusing on 3 areas. We are focusing on health financing, which is insurance for the people, mostly the youth who are not employed, so students. Of course, if you look at this, the world statistics, those vulnerables are not the youth, they are the aging and of course the children. But we decided that we will focus on students because they are unemployed, health is equally expensive, and they need somehow some services to release that tension from parents. So we decided that they are really a good target population to looking at the fact that government also have insurance that is covering maternal and child health for free and aging for free. So we look at the gap between where the financial disadvantages are, the population with the financial disadvantages, and we focus on that with the health financing. And we are also focusing on mostly health promotion and prevention health. We believe that people should not get to a stage of paying so much into the healthcare delivery and services. So we believe that Why not focusing on health education and health prevention, especially with sanitation, which is a key problem in Africa? If you look at the statistics, you can see that most of the African countries are lacking behind and looking at the average of sanitation and access to sanitation. So we decided that if a country like Uganda can have like 17.5% of access to sanitation, Ghana can have 20.6% to sanitation, and if you look at Europe, they have 95% to sanitation. Then indeed there is a vacancy, a gap in the sanitation, in the health as a whole, and we are not really look at sanitation as a component, like one thing. We are looking at it also from hygienic perspective. So the sanitation and hygienic goes together, and with that we know that you have positive implications on water supply too, because sanitation also have implication on water. If you talk about sanitation, you talk about water. So we are trying to look at it from health prevention, trying to give education targeting on behavior changing, how people should live in the environment, and also supplying mobile toilets. What I have to be clear now is that Health Harvest Afrique is not an NGO. We are business, and we are exploring the opportunities in Africa. And so we advise the people who want to go into the health industry in Africa should also come in partnership with us and to take advantage of the broad market and then the space, the gaps in Africa, and fill there. Africa still need a lot of health investment, and we just see the opportunities, and we are just exploring. And I think in long run, we are changing lives, we are touching life, and we are making impact, a positive impact for it. And yeah, so basically that is what we do. And lastly, we try to also do data technological stuff. We are also working with our partners, some partners in India, and on information service, on how to have a data, a common data in the Africa regions. I must say that it has been positive speaking to governments in some of the Africa countries. The truth and the problem is that most of these countries in Africa do not have a common data of health. When you take health as a subject of itself, the data are not that, like common electronic data that have all the health issues, individual health programs or individual health cases or needs are not there. We have been a victims, and we want to be the change in the health settings. In a case where everything is done manual, it's gone. It's far overdue, and we think the Africa as a whole have to go into the way the world is going, into a digital way. And if we have to do that, we have to partner with government, because we are dealing with the people who belong to a state. And of course the government also have their own way of improving the life of people, and we have decided to bring out this database, technological base, which will enroll people. We are starting from children, because we think about the future in progressive way. So because once we start today with the children, then we expect that some years to come, those children will be undated. But of course, we are also trying to get the system. We are doing piloting now on students. Every student admitted in the university is known, but their family, their background, whatever is not known also. So if it comes to health, when a student is sick and he goes to the hospital and the school authorities do not know about it, it means that nobody will trace. If he or she identifies himself as a normal person, nobody will know he's a student. So a time have come for Africa to develop according to where the world is going. And we believe technology is the way forward when we have to improve health. We cannot improve health by staying back or staying behind whilst the world is moving into technological world so speedily and rapidly.
How is the reaction of African people to that what you're doing? Are you welcomed, or are they very critically, or how they're reacting to you or to the contact of yours?
Yes, it's difficult environment, and I mean, Africa is a complex environment, and what we have in mind as a business or entrepreneur, we have in mind is that Africa is a region full of different countries. We have 54 countries. Each of them have their own problems and issues. So if we are treating issues, we treat it on country basis, not on regional basis. Like for instance, South Sudan is not stable. So if we are treating issue of sanitation in South Sudan, we have to know how to approach it as compared to issues in South Africa, issues in let's say Angola, or issue in Ghana, which is more stable. So we are looking at it that perspective. So, and you cannot work in Africa without partnership with government, and we have that in mind as our strength. We are in partnership with government. We are speaking to government, and we are telling government there is a gap in Africa health system that needs to be filled. The world is moving in a direction that Africa cannot just be behind. So we should move with them. So if you speak to people, like I said, we are piloting on the common data base with children at some children hospitals in some countries. And it's really yielding positive result because identification is important. And every mother wants their child history to be known. Yeah. There is no way, if it's manual and you misplace your card, then it means you have to start all over again. And it's a form of treatment. If doctors know the history of your medical history, then treatment becomes cheaper because they know that this is where you started and this is where you are going to. This is the improvement. This is the worst case. And they have a focus where to treat you. I must say, it's doing really well with the paradigm. Looking at the fact that the ratio of doctors to people are really low in Africa. Africa have 2.3%, 2.3 doctor ratio to 100 to 1,000 people across, which is really bad as compared to the other part of the world like Europe. So, and in the case of Ghana, where 9 doctors attend to 100,000 people, it's really a big burden. And when doctors know that our patients coming to us, we know their history, we know we started this treatment, they have responded or not, then things become easier for all of us. We want the best for Africa, and our business is there just to drive on getting the best health services for Africans.
Very good. You're here at the CEE Entrepreneurship Summit, so you met many other entrepreneurs from Central and Eastern Europe. How was the reaction to your thoughts, to your presentations?
Yeah, it was great. I have met great and important people in the health industry, from production to logistics to marketing to service delivery. And I mean, it's positive because it's like we have the same goal. We have the same aim. The aim is to make the world a better place. And we are all driven and passionate about that goal. If we speak to each of them from technological perspective with cybersecurity, I spoke to some great people in cyber business, and I was talking about health issues and how the world can improve the cybersecurity, not only in weapons. Of course, there are some measures, but I think it should be more technological advance, since that is where the problem is. I mean, we are developing human. Wars are problems. So guns are a problem. Banking is a problem because people need money. But the basic human development, if we are talking about development, we are talking about health. We are talking about education. We are talking about what the money comes into the economy. That's the GDP. So I think the technological advance in the future must focus also on health, mostly on health and education. And with that, countries can have that regulation of finance. If a country is well equipped with the technological advances, then people need not to explore other places. They will try to be in their countries, explore the health options there, and then the money will be in the economy, and then it's helped all of us to develop as individual. Maybe that's the way. Maybe the rich countries can also look at in helping the developing countries in transferring. Of course, there have been numerous improvement in the health sector in Africa. Uganda is doing marvelously well by providing about 27,000 health workers have mobile phones that give access on medicine. Rwanda just launched the drone for health medicine delivery and health services. Ghana have a system also tracking counterfeit drugs and medicine. It's all good to be there, because we are talking about the technological drivens of health. Technological innovation in cyber security and in more of internet security should also focus more on health, not only in medicine but also in health delivery and services, informations and all that. They are there, yes, but I think it needs to be higher in advance.
I heard around the echo, the response to your presentations was very, very positive. And you was, I think, the first lady now, the first African lady who spoke here in this big surrounding, in this big area of Central and Eastern Europe about African needs. So very many thanks for this. Sorry we could speak long, but the time is over from our TV show. Very quick was going through. So my big compliments to your presentations. I hope you will come back. And you will bring other people back to speak more about that with practical outcomes. And we would be very happy to observe what you're doing, maybe to support what you're doing. And we all know Africa is a very important market for the future, and we want to help to develop this. So very many thanks for your presence here and for your coming to our TV show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
I'm honored. Thank you.